Hi everybody. I am Kent Langley. I am one of the producers of ExO World Summit, and I'm here today because I have been asked to give you a little bit of a tour of our venue. And that's what I really want you to imagine, is that I'm going to be giving you a tour today of the place that we're all going to go, that's going to give you a sense of how we're all going to connect together, communicate with each other, meet and network and learn from each other, and then even find things that we can do as we move on forward from the event. So to get us started, just a little bit of a quick thing about the organization that's sponsoring this. Open EXO is an organization. I'm the co-founder there with Salim Ismail and Michelle LaPierre Fox, and we are intent on delivering this event to you. This is our website. We're not going to spend any more time here now, but just go and check it out at openexo.com and find out what we're up to there. We've been at it for a while. The second thing that I want to show you is the event website. This is really important. The URL of the event is exoworld.live. That's exoworld.live. Go there, watch the video. You can see here, learn about all the speakers. You can see that we're only 6 days away from the event. Learn about the agenda. If you click on any of these days, you'll be able to scroll down and click the little accordion and learn about who's going to be speaking, what they're going to be doing. And during the event itself, as we get the recordings of the talks, we'll post them here. So this is also where you'll go if you're going to be hosting a viewing party later in our day, for those of us that are running the event live and bringing it into your region locally, as so many of the OpenEXO community have committed to do. So keep an eye on this webpage. It's really important. Everything that you need is there. All of our sponsors, our main partners are here on the top. We're really we really have tremendous gratitude for Singularity University, for OpenEXO, for the X Prize Foundation, for Abundance 360, and for Rocker. Thank you very much to all of you that are helping us make this a reality. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see the ever-growing list of various types of sponsors and partners and people that are just doing immense amounts of efforts to help this event be successful. I'll leave it to the event itself to talk about why this is so important, but we really do think at least some part of the future of the world depends on what will happen at this event. So that's the webpage. Go check it out. The next part is about the venue. Where are we going to have this event? People are used to having events in the real world, in physical spaces, usually in hotels or in exotic locations if you're lucky. That's not what this is about. This is a digital event. It's 100% digital. It's 100% online. And that is how we're going to be doing this. But we've gone to a lot of trouble to make sure that the event is somewhat like an event that people are familiar with. So we have a venue, and our venue is hosted by an organization called Hopin. So you can think of Hopin as our hotel, the place where we've booked to have the event. And this is what you see when you go to the Hopin registration page. You get to the registration page from the EXO World website or from partner sites and social media posts and all kinds of things. But when you first get there, you'll either be greeted with the idea to buy a ticket or to join the event if you already have your ticket. And in this case, that's what we're going to do. So you can see this large blue button here behind my head, join event. So I'm going to click that, and we're going to go directly into the reception area. When you join the event for the first moments, you end up in the reception area. You'll notice it tells you how much longer the event has. I started this event just for this walkthrough to give you this tour of the space. And normally there will be a bunch of information here for you in this area. I don't have that right now because I just set this up to kind of give you a quick tour. You'll see all of that when you go into the actual venue for either our open house that's coming this Thursday or the main event that starts next Tuesday. So there are 5 main areas to any event like this that we're running. There's the main reception area that we're in now. There is the stage, which is where all of the plenary sessions will be streamed. So if you're going to be hearing a panel or seeing a speaker or a moderator, that's where it's going to happen. You don't want to miss that. So stay tuned and you'll see in the scheduling where all of the events are. And here in the reception area, whenever something's about to go on stage, it'll pop up kind of, I can't simulate that for you now, but it'll pop up a notice. So you really, really want to pay attention to the reception area. It's kind of like the place where you'll hear the announcements and things like that. Over here on the right, we have the main chat. This is really important. So people will come in and they say, hi, I am from California. That's where I'm from. And they'll type that in and it'll show up here. So we have everybody at the event has access to the main chat. At the same time, when you're in sessions or in the expo booths, they have dedicated chats. I'll show that to you in just a moment. So the main stage is right here, and you can see right now there's absolutely nothing happening on the main stage, and that's because nothing is streaming to the stage. I am not going to do that in this demo, but there are multiple ways that we bring speakers into the main stage. It's a bit outside of the scope. That happens on the back end. Hopefully as an attendee you don't have to worry about that. If you're a speaker, EXO speakers, the folks who have brought you into the event, will give you all of the tools and coaching and information you need to be able to get onto the stage that you see here now. So that would conclude our tour of the main stage. I know that wasn't terribly exciting, but it's good enough to start and it's good enough for now. The next one that I want to talk to you about are sessions. Sessions are what a lot of people are calling breakouts. They're just the time that you're not on the main stage, but you're in a group with other people. The best analogy to have in mind for sessions is around a big table with 20 seats and kind of like in an operating theater, perhaps, a viewing area. So there can be hundreds of people viewing what's going on around a table at the session at any given time. Sessions can be open, they can be moderated, they can be created by your event organizers, or they can be created by event attendees, which is particularly exciting. We hope to see a lot of that in the off hours in the evening as the event sort of goes around the world during the 56 hours that it's going to be running. So I'm going to go over to sessions now, and I'm going to show you how that looks. So when you first go into the session section, you see a page or an index page of all the sessions that are available. You'll notice here that you can make your own. This is really interesting. If you're a speaker or if you're a member of the OpenEXO community or if you're an attendee to the event, there will be periods of time during this event that anybody that wants to can make a session. We know that it could get a little crazy, but you know what? We're bringing everyone together here to be able to meet with each other, to be able to communicate with each other. So we want to give this capability to everyone. So you'll choose whether you need an open or moderated session. You'll name your session here, and you will give it a description. And you will say, I want maybe only 100 people because that's what I'm willing to deal with. And you'll choose whether you want the session recorded or not. If you choose the recording option, then when the session ends, we get that recording, and we will probably seek you out to find out if you would like to repost that somewhere, because we hope that many of these sessions can be posted afterwards on the event page and ultimately onto the YouTube channels. So that's what we want to do. Here you can add sort of a file that will give a picture, like a backdrop to the session. Not going to do that here. I'm going to go ahead and choose not to record this session, and then I'm going to create it. Oh, only 20 participants. Sorry, I knew that. That's the participants that can talk to each other in real time at the same time, not observe. So I'm going to go ahead and say, in my case, I want a 6-person roundtable, and I'm going to go ahead and make it moderated so I can choose, as the creator of this session, what 6 people get to be at the table. Why not? So then I'll create the session, and now you can see that there are 2. One is moderated. This is the one I just made. It's called name, and it has a description. Over here's one I made before this recording. So I'm going to go on and go into the venue overview session and show you what that looks like inside. Inside the venue overview, you'll notice that when I first log in, there's nobody at the table, 0, 5. This one also had 5 seats. There's 1 observer watching. That's me observing my own session. And then there's participate. If I click participate, it's going to ask me to set up my AV. So you can see there, different camera than the one over here. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. and I'm going to go ahead and go with my default, and I'm going to use the laptop bezel camera that's right there. You know what, actually, I'm going to switch it over to a different camera so I don't have to look over here like this. It's a little bit weird. So I'll go with my LG display. And it's going to be on the green screen, which is just fine. So I'll click apply. And now what's happened is you have me here talking to you about this, and you have me from a different camera participating at the table in the session over there, which is really cool. And you can see it if I want to. I can leave it any time. And sessions have their own chat. Notice event or session. Event or session. Don't say something in event chat that you only want in the session chat, because then everybody at the event is going to see it. So stick to the session chat and say something like, hi, session. Nice to see you. Okay, so that's what we've done. You can turn off and on your video here, as you can see. You can turn off and on your microphone here. Now you wouldn't be able to hear me. You can share your screen. I'm going to do something really Inception-y, and I'm going to share the screen of me in the session. This is going to be pretty weird, but there it is. That's my screen, number 2, over there, that I'm using to record this for you on, but me here narrating, me sharing my screen and attending my own session. So you get 3 of me now. Very fun. A little bit weird, but it does work, and it shows you all the different capabilities. So when you're in this event, there's going to be lots of opportunities for you to join sessions. Don't worry, it's pretty straightforward. We hope that the majority of our speakers run their own sessions after their plenary talks, and we know that many, many members of the community will, probably 24 hours around the clock. We can't wait to see what people come up with during that period. That's how sessions work. There's not a lot else to it. It's pretty straightforward. Pay attention to your microphone. Get yourself some headphones. You really must have them when you're doing this, because it really doesn't work well if you're not wearing headphones. A bunch of other stuff and rules that we have about kind of experiencing this the best possible way. I'm not going to get into those right now, but, well, I'll give you a couple really quick. Number 1, wear your headphones. Number 2, try to look directly into the camera. You see, look at the camera, have it at eye level. It makes a massive difference in your conversations with people. Number 3, get a wired internet connection. Don't depend on your Wi-Fi. Every time somebody uses a cell phone or there's a little bit of radio interferences, you're gonna experience a much degraded situation. And please, please, please use Google Chrome on a laptop or desktop. Do not try to attend these sessions or this event on a mobile device or with a different browser. Yes, other browsers may work. The one we support is Google Chrome on a laptop or desktop. So just pay attention to that, and we'll go from there. So what's next? We've talked about reception, we've talked about the stage, and we've talked about sessions. We also have this, I'm going to skip network. I'm going to come back to that in a second. It's one of the most amazing features that we've got here in our venue. But we're going to jump over to the Expo booth. So over here, you'll notice you can't make your own Expo booths. That's not a thing. Only the organizers can set you up. Yes, we do sell those for the event. It should generate mass exposure for anyone that has one, because there are going to be thousands of people at the event, and they might all like to stop by your Expo booth. In this case, I've created one for me, and I'm going to show you what happens when you go in one. You may not be able to hear the audio that plays for what's in the booth. That's totally fine, because I'd rather just be narrating to you anyway. But let me show you. Here's what happens when I am about to enter a session by, I'm about to enter an Expo booth by clicking on Expo and then clicking on the booth itself. So there we go. All right, it posted up a video. There are many features to these Expo booths. Most of them we have reduced the use of for this particular event to keep things straightforward and to really give this a workout and keep things consistent for our attendees. When you first go in, you're going to be greeted by a video. In this case, this is a video of me from YouTube, and it's a video of me explaining, I think this one was me talking about, how to add music to your Zoom calls on a Mac. A lot of people want to do this, it turns out, and this was just a fun video I recorded on a YouTube channel that I do with my co-host, Kyle Hermans. We're not going to get into that, but the point is, when you visit a booth, you get access to a video. Whomever runs that booth can change the video as often as they want during the run of show. So it's important. You might even want to go back and visit people's booths over and over again. You can do other neat stuff too. You'll notice there's a description here about whomever or whatever company is in the booth. There is a point about where it is. There is an offer. All booths have an offer associated. And in this case, for this video, I set my offer to be a free chance to meet Kent at ExO World. I will be there. I'm probably going to be kind of busy behind the scenes, but nonetheless, this is a really cool feature of the booth. And what happens is if you're interested in that offer, be it just meeting a speaker or interested in a business offering that might be in a booth, you click this button. It may say different things, and it can do one of two different things. First thing it does is, in my case, I have it set just to send an email. So if I click it, success. It just emailed Kent, me, and I'll get that email later, and I can respond as I see fit. Some booths, when you click the button, may take you to a web page. That's them taking you to wherever they want you to go to learn more about them. That is a choice that our Expo booth holders have, so don't be surprised if you get one or the other. So that is what's going on in the booth. The booths are amazing, and if you click chat, you'll notice that there's a booth chat here or an event chat. Again, this is all the people. This is only the people in the booth and the booth holder. So if you want to say something to the booth holder like, "Hi, booth holder, call me," right? Then you do that, and it's just in the booth. Now, everybody that comes into the booth is going to see that this is not a private chat. It's a public chat in the booth, just like if you walked up to a booth on the show floor at a conference and there were people standing all around and you were talking to the person behind the booth counter. It's just like that. It's just digital. So, yay. That is how booths work. I really think the booths are amazing. I hope more people take advantage of them because it's a totally unique thing in the sort of virtual conference world that I've seen, and we're really excited about it. The last feature I want to talk to you, we'll go back to reception, so we start kind of from the starting point. Whenever you find yourself lost, and it does happen, if you find yourself lost, just go back to reception. Reload the web browser. You're not going anywhere. It's totally fine. If something doesn't work right, reload the browser, go back to reception, and then do it again. I just did it, so I went back to reception. Now I'm going to go into networking. This is an awesome feature. This may be the most fun that you're going to have possibly at the event, and I can't quite demonstrate it to you because, sadly, as you see up here, I'm feeling a little pitiful because there's only one person at my event. That's me. So the reality is that I'm not going to be networking with anybody at the moment. I guess I could log myself in and network with myself. Yeah, why not? I'm not in here. I'll do it. Why not? I'm going to open another web browser. This is super weird. I didn't plan this, but why not? I think it will work. So this is Firefox. I need to go and I'm going to need to re-register for the event again. So there's two of me. So I will join the event. This is going to be interesting. I'll need to use one of my other email addresses. I'll use one of my other ones. Don't save. Okay, good. Now I am logged in twice. So I'm going to get this out of the way. We don't need that again. And we should see in a second. That's right. Look at that. I'm not alone anymore. There are two people at my event. Yay. And now I'm ready to network. So over there in that other browser, that other me is going to join the networking session. I've just done that, and I'm going to click ready. So I've got to set my I've got to set all my microphones and everything again, which I've just done, and it's telling me the right thing. So now I'm going to do it here. This is for you. If you're logged into the networking, this is super cool. Now I'm just going to be networking with myself, but this is kind of like sort of speed dating or something. The reality is that it matches you up with another person at the event that's also networking at the same time as you are for 3 minutes. That's the default. I keep getting asked if we can make it shorter or longer or whatever. No, we're going to leave it at 3 minutes. And you can see that the reason it did that is because I'm totally messing with the system here. But briefly you saw that there was someone up there. That was also me from my laptop and on Firefox. The reality is you'll get paired up with somebody else and you'll get to have a chat for 3 minutes. My suggestion to everyone is to treat it like what I call a one-on-one. Why don't you take the first minute? and then get whoever else is on the other side of that to take a minute, and then talk for a minute about how the two things that you learned about each other might be able to go hand in hand to do something awesome coming out of ExO World Summit to help transform the world for a better future in the face of all this COVID monstrosity that we're dealing with in the world, because it's horrible. And one of the main reasons we're getting together is to figure out what the world's going to look like as we move forward. So that's how networking works. I really hope you check it out. It is a truly fantastic feature of this platform. It's one of the reasons we like it. It's one of the reasons we chose it. So that's really the tour I want to give you. It should give you a pretty good sense of an attendee's tour of the event. This is not meant to be the speaker's tour. We're giving that to the speakers separately. I don't know if you know, but we have over 40 speakers that are going to be attending this over the 3 days that the conference runs. There are 4,000 people in the OpenExO community. We've asked them all to come and maybe run a session at some point for their local time zone to rebroadcast their favorite talks and the plenary sessions and highlight booths and sessions that were amazing as we repost them to their local communities. There's absolutely no reason now that all of this crap about us being stuck at home has to stop us from convening and figuring out what to do next. So I hope this tour of how our event venue hosted on the Hopin platform by OpenExO and the OpenExO community is going to help us have a successful event next week. In the meantime, if you don't know about it, we're having an open house this Thursday. Everybody's invited. It's totally free. We'll have a few speakers and we'll have a few sessions going, and we'll have a few booths. It's not meant to be a full, big, giant show, but you'll get to try out all these features for yourself that I've just demonstrated for you. And let me tell you, we've done a couple of these smaller, really fun. And it'll let you get your feet wet and get comfortable with the venue before you go. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk to you about today. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate it if you attend our event. And the thing that I'll appreciate more than anything else, though, is if you get an amazing idea while you're at ExO World Summit and you have something that you think you can do, start a session, run it, find people that share what you're into, and do something. Do something right away, that night, the next morning, after the event. Don't stop. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't ask permission. Get it done. World needs you now. That's why we're bringing all these amazing people and leaders and talkers and doers together to actually do something. So I'll see you at OpenExO World. Really grateful for your time. Take care.